हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए श्री सारे दुर्गुणों को दूर हमसे कीजिए लीजिए हमको शरण में हम सदा चारी बने लीजिए हमको शरण में हम सदा चारी बने ब्रह्मचारी धर्म रक्षक वीर व्रतधारी बने हे प्रभु आनंद दाता ज्ञान हमको दीजिए।
हिताहितं सुखं दुःखं आयुः तस्य हिताहितं मानं च तच्च यत्रोक्तं आयुर्वेदः सा उच्यते, which means Ayurveda is a way that provides knowledge about good, bad, happy and unhappy life, its promoters and non-promoters, measurement and nature.
As long as we are not living in harmony with nature and our constitution, we cannot expect ourselves to be really healed. Ayurveda gives us the means. Life is the combination of body, senses, mind, and reincarnating soul. Ayurveda is the most sacred science of life, beneficial to humans, both in this world and the world beyond.
Charak was one of the principal contributors to Ayurveda, a system of medicine and lifestyle developed in ancient India. The word Ayurveda comes from the Sanskrit terms Ayur, meaning life, and Ved, meaning knowledge. To know more about Ayurveda and its benefits, Rupa Agrawal and Shambhavi Saxena would like to present a small video on benefits of Ayurvedic practices.
Ayurveda. What is Ayurveda? The traditional Hindu system of medicine is known as Ayurveda.
The great thing about Ayurveda is that its treatments always yield side benefits, not side effects. Indian medicine has a rich history. Originally shared as an oral tradition, Ayurveda was recorded more than 5,000 years ago in the four sacred texts called the Vedas, the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda and Atharvaveda.
Adi Mudra. It is the symbolic gesture often used in a spiritual yoga practice to calm and quiet the mind. By curling, crossing, stretching and touching the fingers and hands, we can talk to the body and mind as each area of the hand reflects us to a certain part of the body or mind. Udan Vayu Mudra. It is a hand mudra gesture used for improving speech, respiratory system and the thyroid. In Ayurveda, the thumb represents the fire element, the middle finger indicates the space element, and the index finger represents the air element, and the ring finger indicates the earth element. It is said that Udan Vayu Mudra brings together these four elements, and it is said to give therapeutic benefits. Bronchial Mudra. This mudra uses the movement and placing of the various fingertips in an efficient way to bring about healing in the body by reducing symptoms related to bronchitis.
Advantages of Ayurveda. Weight loss. A healthy diet and modification in lifestyle habits through Ayurvedic treatments help shed excess body fat. In Ayurveda, weight is not a major concern, but eating habits are. By allowing the body to detox through correct dietary restrictions, it is possible to achieve a healthy body. Improves quality of life. Ayurveda works in a perfect harmony with alternative medicines, so it is practical for everyday use. Ayurveda helps reclaim health with balanced dietary guidelines, effective sleep patterns, home remedies, daily and seasonal routines, yoga and exercise patterns. The basic principles of Ayurveda constitute the following disciplines. Don't skip breakfast, eat a light dinner, avoid sleeping and waking up late. Eat organic products, avoid smoking and drinking, and maintain a healthy and active lifestyle.
This video was so informative. We surely got to know so much about various Ayurvedic practices.
Ayurveda blends our modern lifestyle and health-oriented habits with the ancient wisdom of using natural substances, medicines, and herbs to help us lead a healthy, happy, stress-free, and disease-free life.
Understand more about Ayurveda and Ayurvedic practices, we have with us today our friend Ishita Rastogi, who will recite a poem.
Ayurveda, the Indian system of medicine. It is Veda's wisdom profound, time-tested, proven and sound. A healing touch of sage's vision and the loftiest height of human reason. The science of life and longevity, economy coupled with creativity. It says disease is a state of imbalance of humors, and through dosha chikitsa cures even tumors. Chanakya, Vagbhata, Bhaumishra, Sushrota and Madhav had for mankind so much love that they spent life to make men free from disease, and that too without charging any fees. Let all men be happy, let all be free from disease was the mantra of their lives, and towards that goal Ayurveda strives. Ayurveda explores the wealth of medicinal herbs and knows the worth of creepers and shrubs. Punarva purges toxins and is good for ailing kidney. Ginger, good for anorexia, is also a drug of choice in dyspepsia. Arjun, good for heart, and its cholesterol property sets it apart, and all anonymously agree. Vach, a wonder drug for memory. All these truths are given to us to make us healthy and prosperous. We are the inheritors of this great legacy, which deserves our attention with accuracy. Indeed, India is sleeping giant in medicine, and to ignore her worth is a sin. She has neither fully trapped her resource, ignorance of her own strength is her chronic remorse. Thank you.
Who would have thought? There are so many amazing herbs and practices in Ayurveda. This poem was just like a guide which informs us about the various home remedies.
Dance is a wonderful way to explore all the elements as you become conscious of the space around you, following that air that moves you, the fire concentration of being present and the act of comprehension, the fluid lubrication of your joints and the earthly matter of your body in relation to that space.
Dance is a somatic approach to feeling the five elements or the Panchbhut: water, fire, earth, air, and space. The nadi or the pulse is an important element of Ayurveda, as it reveals to an Ayurvedic practitioner the doshas, the areas of imbalance within a body. The doshas in our bodies are created by an imbalance of these five elements and result in various ailments. Let's explore these five elements through a dance by my friends Nenam Kumari, Ashmi Nagar, Swarnima Sharma, and Unnati Sharma. never knew that Ayurveda can be presented so beautifully through a dance. It taught us how the five elements affect our body and how to keep them in balance.
While Western medicine doctors are trained to prescribe a medicine for each symptom, an Ayurvedic Vaidya also provides lifestyle changes and dietary recommendations.
While Western allopathic medicine focuses on treatment of the disease, Ayurvedic treatment focuses on the elimination of the root cause of the disease.
Let's understand the differences between Ayurveda and allopathy through a skit by our friends Disha Khova, Joydeep Singh Bedi, Vidisha Chauhan, Pihu Pant, Shaurya Dikshit, Yogita Sharma, Ishita Rastogi, and Alka Mamgan.
One more day passed, and still no news from both Yogita and Vidisha. They haven't been attending online classes. When the teacher finally decided to contact their parents and came to know that both are in a grip of a painful infection, psoriasis.
Soon, everyone was aware of their infection and were worried about their health as exams too were nearby.
Pihu, one of the classmates, contacted both of them and surprisingly, Vidisha was sounding better. In comparison to Yogita, she suggested both of them to keep in touch as it is always better to remain in contact with others in such situations.
One eternity later.
It's been a week already, and both the girls were recovering at their own pace. When Vidisha thought of contacting Yogita,
Hey Yogita, how are you? Hi Vidisha, I'm just having swollen joints and itching very much. Otherwise, it seems I'm recovering fast, but feel really weak. Anyways, what about you? You're sounding much better than me. Me? Yes, actually, I'm consulting an Ayurvedic doctor for psoriasis. Though I haven't recovered yet, but I don't feel weak. Ayurveda. You're following Ayurveda. What will Ayurveda do in this? See, if you don't want to see any complications, just take my doctor's number. I will send it to you. No thanks. I think I'm fine with my Ayurveda.
As the days passed, both the girls consulted their doctors through online appointment.
Doctor, I have red patches all over my skin covered with thick silvery scales, and also there are many small scaling spots that itch really bad. And on top of it, I have a severe headache.
See Yogita, infection in your case is little severe. We suggest some medicines to keep control of a symptom and start antiseptic serum or ear drop for severely infected parts. And I see you are having difficulty in sleeping. Should I prescribe some sleeping tablets too?
Yogita was busy listening to her doctor, Vidisha too consulted her doctor.
Meanwhile,
Hello, dear Vidisha. You seem to recover quite well. I hope you applied the turmeric gel as it results in less redness, thickness, and scaling of the skin. And also start applying the AKBBA, which is a naturally occurring gum resin from the stem of Boswellia serrata tree, and it helps to manage mild to moderate chronic plaque psoriasis. Plus, don't forget to take a regular starch fortified bath, a mixture of rice starch and turmeric, which is proven beneficial in treating psoriasis.
Sure, doctor. Though I am having issues swallowing some of the medicines, but I am trying my best to follow all of these remedies, which seems to be really effective.
It's been 2 weeks already when the day has finally arrived when everyone can see Vidisha in her former self and glory. Everyone started asking her how she was feeling and if she was doing good, to which Vidisha immediately replied through the chat window.
When everything was settled, Vidisha noticed that Yogita was nowhere to be seen in the participant list and decided to call her.
Hi Yogita, are you okay? You don't sound well. Hi Vidisha. Yeah, actually, my symptoms are all gone now, but I feel very weak. The infection seems to have hit you less, so you are back to being your chubby old self. I told you way back to follow Ayurveda. I'm sending you my doctor's number. She's a wonderful Ayurvedic doctor. And do call her, okay?
After a week, Yogita was back in class. She thanked Vidisha to show her the path of Ayurveda that helped her to recover from the dreadful infection of hers.
Now both Yogita and Vidisha are ardent fans of Ayurvedic medicine and brought yoga and pranayam to their daily routine.
3 days later.
Everything was going well when one day Vidisha received a call from Pihu.
Hi Vidisha, I hope you're doing well. I just want to ask you about something.
Hey Pihu, I'm doing great. Go ahead.
So, as you know, with the switch over from physical classes to online classes, we already spend a lot of time on our TVs, mobiles, tabs, etc. And then now excess 3 to 4 hours on our computers and laptops for the online classes, which is leading to really bad eye pain and redness, itchiness, swelling. And on top of that, I'm having hearing problems because of the excess use of headphones for the same. Can you suggest me if I should follow allopathy or Ayurveda, because your suggestions seem to have worked for Yogita?
I would suggest Ayurveda all the way. Yogita was a bit adamant at first, but I convinced her at the end. With my speedy recovery being my witness, I'll give you my doctor's number.
After a couple of months of following Dr. Alka's prescription of applying mustard oil with garlic paste and basil leaf juice for eyes and infusions made of coriander seeds and fennel seeds for eyes, eye and ear pain seems to fade away slowly.
Now it is time for all of us to take necessary action and start build our overall health. Let us not wait and live Ayurvedic way of life. Ayurvedic treatment eliminates impurities, reduces symptoms, and last but not the least, it increases our immunity. Thank you.
Wow, this kid is the perfect representation that Ayurveda is far more effective than allopathy.
Music is an age-old part of Ayurveda, the holistic science which promotes a happy and healthy lifestyle. From time immemorial, music has been a part of Indian culture. The Samved is full of music. The doshas like Vata, Pitta, and Kapha can be controlled effectively by music therapy.
To practically understand the influence of music on health, we have Shaurya Singh with a mesmerizing instrumental musical performance. That was so soulful. It really relaxed my mind and gave me energy. Truly, music does have a deep effect on us.
Now I see how powerful Ayurveda is. It has the power to cure almost every disease or injury with just a few medicinal herbs and some yoga poses. But how can I truly believe that this is beneficial?
Well, you'll believe after this one. It is said that Ayurveda is an evidence based science. It is proved in the medical treatise entitled Charak Samhita, one of the foundational texts of classical Indian medicine and Ayurveda. Let's know more about it in a group discussion with our friends Disha Khoba, Anushka Trihan, Nehal Agrawal, Parvi Tyagi, Ishita Rastogi, and Yoseba Francis.
Science knows no country because knowledge belongs to humanity and is the torch which illuminates the world. Guys, I read this beautiful quote somewhere. I wonder what exactly is Ayurveda? We all have heard of this term, but I wanted to know the depth of it.
You know that Ayurveda seems to have taken a back seat in the hustle bustle of modern life, with material comforts becoming the norm while we ignore the various gifts that nature has to offer to us on an everyday basis. What do you all think about this?
Amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, a fresh debate has started over the two methods of medical treatment, Ayurveda and allopathy. The question is, which of the two techniques is more effective?
According to me, Ayurveda, the science of life, is the natural, prevention oriented, and holistic healthcare system of ancient India, often called the mother of all healing.
Yes, Ayurveda is considered by numerous researchers to be the most seasonal medicine science. In Sanskrit, it implies the functioning of life. But how can one believe that Ayurveda is better than the allopathic treatment method?
That principle of many of the natural healing systems familiar in the West have their roots in Ayurveda, including homeopathy and polarity therapy.
Yet, also, you all know that Ayurveda can be used in conjunction with Western medicine to make a person stronger and less likely to be afflicted with disease and to rebuild the body after being treated with drugs or surgery.
But there are many instances when the disease process and acute condition can be best treated with drugs or surgery.
No, not exactly true, Disha. Ayurveda can cure many chronic diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and arthritis, which are not easily treated in the modern medicine.
Oh, then it means that the focus of Ayurveda is the curative and preventive aspects, right?
Yes, Anushka, correct. But like modern science, is Ayurveda also an evidence based science?
Yes, Parvi, exactly. The ancient wisdom of Ayurveda is based on research done at reputed institutes which are registered in the clinical trial registry of medicine.
Can Ayurvedic doctors be called doctors?
Yes, Pari, definitely. A bachelor's degree holder of Ayurveda is called a doctor, as one has to learn Western medicine and Ayurvedic medicine.
Also, post-graduation in Ayurveda is a 3 years course. The degree awarded is MD with a wide range of more than 16 subjects like general medicine, surgery, ophthalmology, ENT, pediatrics, panchkarma, etc. One has to specialize. The Government of India also offers PhD courses in Ayurveda for Ayurvedic postgraduates.
Yes, Nehal, correct. But how does an Ayurvedic doctor diagnose?
Oh, Anushka, listen. The science of Ayurveda does not only depend upon the symptoms as related by the patient, but believes in a thorough examination to discover the root cause of the ailment in the patient.
To discover the root cause of disease in Ayurveda, certain mandatory examinations must be conducted, which is called Rogi Pariksha, the observation of the patient.
Also, during this threefold procedure, every possible causative aspect of the patient is examined in four stages. That is, first, Darshanam, stage of inspection and observation.
Second is Parshnam stage where the observation is done through touch method.
Third one is Prashanam, stage of questioning during which the patient is asked about the ailment and the symptoms.
4 is Dashavidhan and Astasthana Pariksha. Apart from this threefold examination, in order to discover all possible causative elements behind the ailment.
So, we can state that Ayurveda can cure many types of disease without leaving any aftermath.
Absolutely. Now, we know that Ayurveda is a science of life with a holistic approach to health and personalized medicine. Unfortunately, due to lack of scientific validation in various concepts, this precious gift from our ancestors is failing.
Yes, I agree with both of you.
As we can't scrub our inner body, we need to learn a few skills to help cleanse our tissues, organs, and mind. This is the art of Ayurveda.
Now it seems that all of us are well aware of what really Ayurveda is. So, let me share a fact with you guys. Balance is the natural order, imbalance is disorder, health is order, and disease is disorder. Thank you all for having a wonderful discussion on Ayurveda and giving us such potential information.
So much information obtained through this group discussion. Thank you, friends, for sharing your knowledge with us.
Ayurveda is the Pandora box of medical science, different medicinal herbs, and various yoga practices. Here is everything. I'm so eager to know more about them.
Me too. So, what are we waiting for? Let's invite Zenia Panwar, Raghav Arora, Lakshya Saxena, Harshit Soni, Shaurya Singh, and Ishitva Pandey to present a Minecraft world representing different types of medicinal herbs used in Ayurvedic practices.
We have entered the beautiful world of Ayurveda. So, starting from the village, it's a small village consisting of 5 pakka houses made from bricks. The villagers of this village exactly know how to use natural resources fully. The village also consists of one well in between. Going to the corners is the poultry farm having domestic animals like sheep, cow, donkey, chicken. Many trees are also grown to keep the air clean and fresh.
Now, here in the front of the village is the museum, in which all the Ayurvedic herbs are grown. As we entered the museum, we found that in the center there is a reception area, and the receptionist has all the records of Ayurvedic crop and also the information of each crop.
Now in the left corner, we have Brahmi crop. It's reducing anxiety and treating epilepsy. Next, licorice root crop. It may ease upper respiratory infections, treat ulcers and aid digestion. Then ashwagandha crop. It can reduce anxiety and stress, help fight depression. At last, palash flowers. It can be used to manage diarrhea, manage liver disorders, and get rid of worms from the stomach.
In the right corner, we have turmeric crop. Turmeric is a powerful antioxidant. It protects us from different diseases. Next, cumin crop. It helps in improve the digestion and boosting up the memory. Then, boswellia crop. It is an effective painkiller and may prevent the loss of cartilage. Then, gota polio crop. It boosts brain power and heals the skin issues.
At the back, trees are grown to extract Ayurvedic herbs and other essential items. We also have honeycombs to extract honey. It fights bacteria, nourishes skin, promotes healing, and helps to balance skin's pH.
Here is the railway line connecting the village to the hospital. In case of any emergency, it can be very useful.
Moving on forward, we have our Ayurvedic hospital. Here patients are treated through Ayurvedic products. On the left corner, we are having the main reception of the hospital. Here all the data regarding patients, doctors, staff and each floors are stored. Next, we have our canteen. Here food is prepared for patients and also anyone who wishes to eat can come and choose whatever they want. This is the dispensary of the hospital. Here medicines are provided for all the patients and other people. Here all the Ayurvedic medicines, medicinal herbs and potions are stored. From here they are supplied to the dispensary. At the last, we have the resting room for the staff people. Here staff can come and rest if they feel ill or tired.
Moving to the second floor are the ICUs, where serious patients are treated with special medications without surgeries and allopathic medicines. These medications are provided by natural Ayurveda, which doesn't have any side effects. There are also two help desks if any information or help needed on the respective floor. Then there is a lift that can be used by physically challenged people.
This is the third floor of Ayurvedic hospital. This is the help desk. This is the curing room. Here all the patients are cured from diseases related to breathing, heart, etc. We give patients some medicinal herb. It increases their immunity and increase strength of their immunity system and help them in fighting against the disease. After few minutes, they start feeling better and in few days they are cured.
And we have entered the resting room of patients where they can rest. There are many beds for them, and in between the room we have the information desk of the room.
Now the next place where we enter is doctor's room where they can rest.
Now on the roof, we have the Maharishi Charaka Yogshala, where patients, workers and doctors can practice yoga. In the presence of fresh air, and bright sunshine. Yoga sessions also take place in the mornings and the evenings.
That's it for our presentation, friends. We hope you liked our presentation.
That was so wonderful. I can proudly say that my friends did such a great hard work and gave us so much knowledge about Ayurvedic herbs and practices available.
I guess now we have enough reasons to believe on the science of Ayurveda and to use it over allopathic practices.
Being a good leader isn't about having power over others, but about instilling power in others. And this quote is very apt for our esteemed principal cum director, ma'am. Ma'am, you are our guideline, our lifeline. You inspire dreams, encourage creativity, and builds confidence, instills a lot of learning, and change our life forever. I request you to motivate us with your kind words of wisdom.
So, good morning to one and all present here, and a very happy teach to all of you. I think today's assembly on Ayurveda, a healthy rhythm, presented by class 9th D and J under the mentorship of Meenakshi ma'am, Anubha, and Vandana. I think was a treat to watch, if I can say that, and especially the last, in which you had created the overview of how Ayurvedic center would look like by using a tool of Minecraft. I think it was completely mind blowing, and I want to tell you that you can sell it to anybody who plans to open a Ayurvedic center, and for that I actually need to applaud you. It was very, very nice. I couldn't take my eyes off even for a second, and it went so well, and the entire detailing that you did was truly, truly amazing, and I completely loved it, and I need to congratulate you for that.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
If I thank my pleasure, and if I come back to the topic, see, we need to understand that the history of any medicine, being a bio teacher has always been a very fascinating subject to me also, and it also talks about how man struggles against the disease. We study in all our classes, which are different type of diseases that one struggles with. And as civilization did advanced, so did the disease pattern. There's so many new diseases. Like even if you talk about coronavirus, it looks so complicated. I think never in my wildest dream I thought that we will be struggling with the disease which which would be so fatal, and a vaccine would be such a big issue. We had struggled with cancer, we still haven't found relief to that. AIDS, so these are all, some people call them as a lifestyle disease also, that, and they have evolved with time. So some diseases were there and some have been are our lifestyle diseases. And I think there the role of Ayurveda is extremely, extremely important. You all have studied in your classes about different the four Vedas that we talk about. I don't want to go into detail of that, but Atharva Veda, some portion of the Vedas are actually being dedicated to Ayurveda. And if you go to Akshardham, you will see the sculptures of Maharishi Charaka, and he was the one who actually started practicing in a big way that Ayurveda is. For India, Ayurveda comes natural. हम लोग के घरों में हमारे नानी, dadi, all our elders, even our moms, they have their own home remedy, which are actually being passed from one generation to another. पेट में दर्द है तो अजवाइन ले लो, अगर गैस्ट्रिक इशू है तो कुछ सौंफ और अजवाइन ले लो, चाहे गला खराब है तो you can have फुट तुलसी, लू लग गई है तो आम पन्ना ले लो, उसमें थोड़ा पुदीना डाल लो. All these home remedies with the herbs, I think we have been experimenting it for years together. And I think in India, in every household, it comes extremely naturally to you, to all of us. But of course, this is the world's oldest holistic healing system, which, it brings, it's like a wellness and a holistic kind of, a program that is based on. And the best thing about Ayurveda is, since it is so natural, it doesn't have any side effect. So if you talk about allopathy, then they generally give, take this medicine, it might affect your liver, or it might affect some other organ of your body. Here it doesn't has any kind of a side effect, and it is a very beautiful and a delicate balance between your mind, your body, and your spirit. So I think that's the beauty of Ayurveda. So a very beautiful assembly, I would say, from Gayatri Mantra to a video on Ayurvedic mudras, and then poem, dance, skit, instrumental music, group discussions were really enlightening. And I'm sure our guests for the day, we have Dr. Rashmi Sudha, who has done BAMS from Bharati Vidyapeeth University, doctorate in physiotherapy and yoga naturopathy. Naturopathy also comes very closely, as Dr. Saab would know, with Ayurveda. A lot of people go to get their toxins, through this naturopathy. And she has done all this from one of the reputed institute, that is the Pune Vidyapeeth. She has an experience of 15 years of Ayurveda consultant. So I'm nobody to speak in this when Dr. Rashmi is there as a chief guest. So मेरी knowledge तो बहुत ही elementary है डॉक्टर साहब आपके सामने, but जो मैं बहुत ही basic चीज बोल रही हूँ, और I'm sure children would like to hear from you. And I was quite happy to see that you're actually dealing with one of the most difficult sector of disorder, that is an autoimmune system, which naturally gets compromised. Even in COVID, it affects your immune system, so that gets compromised. So and all these diseases, as I said, these are all lifestyle diseases. Obesity जो मुझे है, दिन भर ऑफिस में बैठे रहते हैं, घूमना, एक्सरसाइज, फिजिकल कुछ होता नहीं है. Obesity leads to diabetes and hypertension. I don't know, young children talk about I am under stress, which I find it rare. As a kid, I was never under stress. I still am not under stress because I think I'm happy what I'm doing, and but yeah, physical exercises is extremely important. And a hypo and a hypothyroid. I think we all are dealing with it. I have a thyroid problem. So I think, as I said, it's all lifestyle. Ma'am works with VLCC Institute. She's running her own clinic for past 4 years. I think I will take your number and probably visit you one of these days and probably get some kind of a respite from you. We also have a guest parent, Ms. Gitika Pant, who is a qualified and an experienced ICT teacher. She's also an ISA coordinator, British Council. We are doing a lot of work with British Council. So it will be always good to connect with you. She has conducted various Google Meet workshops for government educators of Uttarakhand. She runs a few free informal school for needy children. So I think we need to connect with her, Sonal, so that we can help her contribute. Our children can be a part where they can be, and contribute in some manner, even the school, to make sure that if there's something that we can help them and reach out to these children who need the special support at this time, maybe a device or something like this. Sometimes we do have devices lying at home which we are not using. And you can understand that if you're able to give that device to a person who is a good student struggling to get, you are educating a person, and there is no better thing in life than to educate a person, because once you educate one person, you're actually educating the entire family, which is going to be associated with that. So, बच्चों आप लोगों को ये सब thoughts रखने चाहिए अपने mind में. हम लोग बहुत privileged हैं. We are in the families where everything is taken care of, and there are so many children who need a kind of support, and we can do it in a small little manner that things are lying at home, but we do not know. So for them, they are struggling for their basic needs. So if we can give any kind of support, it will be more than happy. Miss Pant is also the South Asia head of JDO Foundation USA, and I welcome both our guests today for this amazing assembly that the children have put on Ayurveda. Healthy rhythm. So I think if we have the right rhythm, we will not miss any heartbeat. And I think that is the takeaway of today's assembly. So thank you so much, Sonal, and Kanta and Rashmi for putting up such a wonderful. This whole month, my class 9th has been dedicated to amazing thing that India is known for. And earlier we had assembly on Indian culture and tradition in the morning, and today this, and yesterday also there was an assembly which was very well put up by the children. So congratulations, you all are amazing. You're bringing in so much of creativity in words. School नहीं आना क्या वापस? से कुछ करते रहोगे कि स्कूल नहीं आना पड़े? अब तुमको सबको स्कूल आना है. We are all waiting for you to be back in the school. We want to physically see you. We are missing that feel and touch of our children. Okay, so and we look forward to see you from 16th when the school is reopening. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your motivating words and your precious time. Now, I would like to call our respected chief guest, Dr. Rashmi Sudha, to address the gathering.
Hello, I really enjoyed your all skit, music and everything, the dance especially, and the poem she decided, that is very, very wonderful poem. So I'm glad to know that you are taking initiative to know more about Ayurveda in today's world of paracetamol. So it's really nice to see the children taking initiative to know more about Ayurveda. Ayurveda is actually you say science of life. So it's not only cure disease, but it prevents disease also by improving our lifestyle and food style. So know more about it and be safe from disease. That's it I want to say.
Thank you so much. People who speak less practice more. So thank you, Dr. Sudha, and we will be more than happy to be a part of, and probably have another session of yours with the children. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We believe that everyone will be inspired by you. Let's invite our parent guest, Ms. Geetika Pant, to come and address the August gathering.
Ma'am, the parent guest is actually she cannot join that right now because of some network issue. She was there, but she has now not in the assembly.
Okay, no worries. So we can close the assembly, Anubha.
Yeah. Just a minute, ma'am. There is one more thing which I want to share. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Video
Now let's take a look at those who put in their best efforts and hard work into the making of the presentation.
Treat the disease and the pain of your loved ones with the proven power of Ayurveda. Its treatments always yield side benefits, not side effects. Similarly, goodbye doesn't mean the end. It doesn't say forever. It just means that we will soon meet again. So thank you so much everyone for your precious time and goodbye until we meet again.